So in the lead up to the delivery of that judgment, we take you back now to our reporter in Bloemfontein, and that's Kamohelo Siekwe, and just taking us through what's to be expected and also just recapping on what took place last week. Kamohelo, good morning, and it's over to you.
Good morning to you, Sakina, and to the viewers. Well, today we do hope that the magistrate here in the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court will hand down her judgment in the bail application of Dr. Nandipha Magudumana. You remember that Dr. Nandipha Magudumana is actually the last person in this matter to apply for bail. All the other people except for Thabo Bester as well as one other accused have not, are the only two people who have not applied for bail. But Dr. Nandipha Magudumana has decided that she will be applying for bail. Remember that also Dr. Nandipha has a matter that is pending in the Supreme Court of Appeal, where she's actually challenging the decision by the High Court to dismiss her application to have her arrest in Tanzania declared unlawful. Dr. Nandipha Magudumana, of course, in the Magistrates Court has said that that matter that is pending in the Supreme Court of Appeal has got nothing to do with this bail application. But in essence, what the political analysts are saying is that she is now admitting that the arrest that happened in Tanzania earlier this year was actually lawful by virtue of her now applying for bail. She will find that it's a bit difficult for her to actually now have any success in the Supreme Court of Appeal. But I have here with me Thabo Molete, who is a legal analyst, and I just want to bring him into the conversation just to talk about some of the things that came out in the bail application of Dr. Nandipha Magudumana last week. You spoke to us last week and you couldn't come to a clear answer as to whether Dr. Nandipha Magudumana will be granted bail or not, on the basis of the fact that the prosecution and the defense both gave compelling reasons why she should and shouldn't be given bail. What do you think the magistrate is going to do today?
I think today what the magistrate is going to do, in fact, the magistrate is seated with the mammoth task of establishing as to where the pendulum will sink, the balance of forces. Initially, the prosecution seemed to have a very sound argument, but at the same time, the attorneys for Dr. Magudumana, they also came up with a very strong argument to say, our client can be admitted to bail, and these are the conditions. We appreciate the fact that the state also indicated that it's not because of them, the state, that the matter is delaying. Dr. Nandipha Magudumana has abandoned her right to apply for bail initially, because that is also a determining factor as to the delay in the process. Now, today, my conviction and my belief is that for the simple reason that the matter has dragged so long, my conviction is that the presiding officer would give the bail applicant, which is Dr. Magudumana, benefit of doubt, and she can admit her to bail. I know that most people out there would be saying, but she has demonstrated that she can flee the country. My analysis and my conviction is that the bail can be granted and stringent condition be attached to bail, to say that you shall report at such and such a police station maybe every day between 6 and 6 in the evening. You shall not do this and the other thing. So from where I'm sitting, bail is not penal in nature. The presiding officer must, in my view, admit Dr. Magudumana to bail, but of course put stringent condition to her bail conditions, and also to ensure that she will come back and stand trial. That being the case, I'm of the view that Dr. Magudumana today is going to go home.
Talk to us about the addresses that were given by Dr. Nandipha. That came out very strongly from the prosecution, saying this person does not have a fixed address. She's not giving us a permanent address. There are so many addresses in terms of her residence. Will that not count against her?
Not having a fixed address is one of the factors that are actually counting against Dr. Magudumana. But there was an affidavit that was read from the confirmatory affidavit that was read from the friend of Dr. Magudumana to say once she's admitted to bail, she can come and stay with me. So that being the case, we have, to a little extent, a place where Dr. Magudumana can reside whilst attending bail, because one, she has indicated that she will go and stay with her friend. Secondly, the friend has admitted or she has confirmed that Dr. Magudumana will come and stay with me. So that on its own has been covered. That risk has been mitigated. So it's no longer that much risky because there is an address, and it's a fixed address, which is a friend's address, and the friend has indicated that I will be able to accommodate Dr. Magudumana once she's admitted to bail.
One of the other topical issues that came out of this bail application is the fact that Dr. Nandipha is saying that she was kidnapped when she and Thabo Bester fled the country to Tanzania. Mm-hmm. What do you make of that? What kind of impact will that argument make on this case?
Remember, for you to be admitted to bail, you need to demonstrate that you are not a flight risk. Now, her averring that, or her alleging that she was kidnapped, she went to Tanzania against her own will, it's indicative of the fact that she would not flee, she would not cross the borders of South Africa voluntarily. When she was found or arrested in Tanzania, it was because she was taken out of the country. This is her allegation. She was taken out of the country against her will. So she was trying to mitigate the fact that I am not a flight risk. The reason I was in Tanzania is because I was taken against my will. So that being the case, I think the presiding officer has to attach weight to the fact that indeed this lady or the applicant has gone to Tanzania, has fled South Africa, but it was her against her own will, and that has been demonstrated in the application. It has also been demonstrated now when she's applying for bail. So that fact of her being a flight risk has been mitigated. It's no longer a risk in our opinion.
Thank you so much for your time. That was Thabo Molete there, just taking us through some of the topical issues that came out of the Dr. Nandipha Magudumana's bail application. Today, of course, being D-Day for Dr. Magudumana, she will learn today whether she's granted bail or not, and whether she will be going home to her friend, and of course to be able to see her children. With that, is back to you in studio.